everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video where we're talking about players linked to the football club this busy summer transfer window. Very sunny day in Newcastle today, as you can see by my face lighting up. I won't mess around with the curtains because I might disappear and reappear at will. So you just have to put up with me looking like one of those aliens from Cocoon for the next couple of minutes. But let's get stuck in. Who am I talking about? There's a player that's been linked to the football club. It's all over social media. Now, I must stress, this is called Rumour Has It. It's not called definitely going to happen. So this is not ITK. We're not thinking this is going to happen one way or the other, but it has been put out there. It has been a link, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to report about it, and we're going to talk about the players' stats and have a little bit of chat like we always do. Just before we get stuck into that, a little reminder, if you haven't already or you're new to the channel, hello to everybody. Hope you're having a lovely sunny day as well, wherever you are. Click subscribe if you fancy a little bit more content. All Newcastle United banter, transfer news, the occasional rant as well about football. Might not even be Newcastle United related, it might be something else altogether. But smash that button, come and join us. We're over 4,200 subscribers now, so we're closing at that 4,500 mark. We're not even 2 years old as a channel yet, so massive thanks to everybody who's done that. Smash that button. We really appreciate that. And loads more room for you if you're just checking us out for the first time. So let's get stuck in then before my voice disappears. I've got a little bit of a summer cough brewing, I think. So who am I talking about? Right, I'm talking about this player. And drum roll, please. I'm going to try my best with this one, okay? So we are talking about Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. How about that? Sit down, ladies and gentlemen. I think I did quite well there. Or Kavra, as he's called for short, which I'm sure Newcastle United fans will talk about if, for some reason, this batshit crazy idea that the PIF apparently are lining up a £95 million euro bid for Kavra, which I think works out about 87 million quid, to pinch him from Napoli, really. So let's just unpack this and see what we think about it. I'll tell you what, I think it's bullshit or not. But this has been reported in the media by a Saudi Arabian outlet actually called Win-Win All Sports via TMW. So they've led with this story, starting to break out now on different elements of the football and world, the Twitter sphere and everything else. A lot of people are, pouring shade on it and saying, nah, it's not going to happen. But there has been talks about Alan Saint-Maximin, as you can see in the picture there, being sold to a Saudi Arabian club. And apparently it's to make money or to bring in funds for the FFP to sign Harvey Barnes. Now, basically, you've got three players on the plate here, right? If this has led to, this is true, this Kavra story. So we've got Harvey Barnes, Kavra potentially, and Federico Chiesa, who apparently is also interested in a Newcastle United deal. So let us know which one of those three you would fancy. Maybe these stats are about to sway you possibly. But realistically, out of those three, I probably think Barnes is the one that's going to happen, especially given the fact that Leicester played the other day and somebody else had his squad number of number 7. They know he's going. It just depends on where he's going. But apparently West Ham are going to push us all away for Harvey Barnes, even though the player wants the Newcastle United move. So that's definitely one to watch, I think, this coming week before the lads fly out to the States just after the Rangers game on Tuesday night, which we'll try and maybe have a little bit of a post-match reaction to. We will be talking about the Gateshead game on What's Going On tonight at 10 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that. But anyway, let's get back to talking about Kvaratskhelia's stats. I'm just showing off now. Kavra's stats. So the big thing is the lad's 22 years old, and to be honest with you, without going into loads of detail, he's one of the most exciting young players in world football right now. In a nutshell, he plays on the left-hand side predominantly. Has played on the right-hand side before. He's played as a attacking midfielder, number 10, a second striker. But this kid is unbelievable. He's got the old pull-down socks a la Jack Grealish style. Quite similar in terms of the way he glides past players, but what Grealish does on his best day. He's got a little bit of, I think, a little bit of Son as well from Spurs in there in terms of his directness. He can pull a defender to pieces and give them nightmares for the rest of their life. He can drop a shoulder and go left. He can go right. He's strong. If people get tight to him, he can roll them. He's got pace. He's got skill. He's got a hell of a strike on him from range as well. He's got a brilliant range of passing, which we're about to see in a minute with his stats. He is the real fucking deal, basically, right? And that's why he would cost you 85 million quid. He set up loads of goals for Victor Osman, who's, again, a massively in-demand player for Napoli when they won the Serie A title. So let's have a look at how he compares per 90 minutes. As I said, 22 years old, so he's got 4 years on Maxi, 43 appearances last season, which is incredible, really, because this kid gets kicked to shit every single game, but he gets up and he gets stuck in. It's that kind of Georgian mentality we had inspired them a few years ago, and they're just wired a little bit differently, those boys, and they're tough as a coffin nail, as they would say in Snatch. But 35 of those were 90-minute games. That's the big thing about Maxi there. 15 of those were 90-minute games. He was barely played, really. And he only had a short number of moments, which is why the Maximus can only pull out the odd one or two here or there. With KVARA, he could pull out so many moments. 14 goals, 14 assists versus Maxi's 1 goal and 5 assists. So even though Maxi only played a short amount of games, I will give him his credit. He did set up a good few assists there, but he's got 2 really good centre forwards to feed. So you really should be getting some assists in that team. You know, and if KVARA came in, Jesus Christ, I'm scared to think how many assists he would provide for Wilson and Isak. But goals per 90, obviously, KVARA is massively ahead, 0.39 to Maxi's 8. XG, again, 0.39 to 0.13. Shots per game, KVARA has taken 3.5 shots a game by Maxi's 2.5. Shots on target, 1.15 to Maxi's 0.88. So a bit of a better ratio there as well. Goal to shot ratio is better in KVARA's favour, as you know there. Again, the expected assists. The pass completion as well, 78% for KVARA, with 70 to Maxi. Key passes, funny enough, key passes and Maxi, a lot more key passes in his game than KVARA, but I think KVARA is very capable of cutting inside and dropping the shoulder and smashing him on the back of the net, whereas Maxi doesn't really have that in his game a great deal. And successful take-ons there. KVARA's at 3 a game and Maxi's at 4.5. So whatever you think of Alan Saint-Maximin, the boy can skin somebody. There's no doubt about that. So let's look at the red, amber and greens. There ain't many reds or ambers in here, really. But looking at KVARA in terms of under the microscope, was marked as with the old super stats computer. So his goals, he's up in the 81st percentile, XG 91. The non-penalty goals 75. Wow. 92 shots on target, 92 percentile. Goals to shot ratio a little bit lower, 36 in terms of players in this position. Assists 95. You know, it's all green. Everything you want is green. You know, the through balls. You know, progressive passing's a little bit further behind. Key passes 69% is good. Touches, progressive carries. Look at that, 94th percentile. I always say that when I talk about a player like this. You know, the best player we have, I think the best 2 players probably we have for progressive carries in our squad is Joe Willock and Joe Linton, who carry the ball really well. KVARA could do that as well. There's no doubt about that. And end product is in there as well with successful take-ons. Dispossessed, he does get dispossessed quite a bit, but I think he's quite a brave player. Tries to take people on, so he's bound to lose the ball a bit. Aerials, he's not great in the air, to be fair. And fouls one, he's quite low in that regard. But you know, there's no doubt this kid is a hell of a footballer, and he's one of the most sought after players in world football. It's the kind of player that, you know, Real Madrid would want to sign. So if the PIF have done something here and say that they want to sign him, I would actually be quite amazed, to be honest with you. This might, I don't know how this might play in. So this might play into the fact that, you know, Eddie's not happy. Eddie's not happy with what's going on. You know, that he wants these deals done. He wanted these deals done before the lads flew away to America. That ain't happening. So I don't think he's very happy. He's probably voiced his opinion to Amanda and Merdad. I bet you've had to go back to PIF and talk about that. So this is probably the first real test, I think, in Eddie Howe's time as Newcastle manager, as to how the owners respond to Eddie not being very happy. I'm not trying to overinflate it or making it into something that it shouldn't be, but you know, he wants his players in, and it's in happening now. So now we're talking about getting rid of Maxi. He's already said how much he likes Maxi and how much he wants him as part of the squad. So there might be a little bit of something there. But if they're going to get rid of Maxi and upgrade on a player like KVARA, then it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you. But 85 million quid is a lot of change to drop with the FFP, you know, hanging over your head. You've gone from struggling to afford Harvey Barnes unless you sell Alan Saint-Maximin to all of a sudden dropping 85 million quid on Kvaratskhelia. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think a lot of this will be bullshit. I think it's maybe just a little bit of rehash stories. Maybe people just want a bit of clickbait. I'd love it to be true. No doubt, I'd love it to be true. I mean, this kid is one of the best footballers on the planet. And if he was at Newcastle United, you know, he'd be one of the best players we've ever had. There's no doubt about that. But I just don't think this will happen. I think Harvey Barnes is the most serious player out of those 3. Chiesa could be one to watch, I think, you know, because there's not a lot of people making the moves for him. Perhaps Liverpool might do if they lose a few more players. I think Harvey Barnes is definitely the one that looks like he could come in. If he goes to West Ham over Newcastle, you know, it is what it is. You know, James Maddison apparently went to Spurs because they offered him more money. So, you know, that probably tells you more about James Maddison's state of mind than does anything else, really. But, you know, I don't know that for a fact. It's just what I've read being speculated in the media. But we thought we'd jump on and do a video. Let us know if you guys would sign KVARA. I'm sure you would do in the comments below. You know, if you think it's bullshit, again, let us know in the comments below. We always like to engage. We always like to hear from you. Always do our best to try and respond to you as well. As I mentioned, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. love you to come and join us. We're over 4,200. We're trying to get to 4,500. We've got an amazing prize for 5,000 subscribers. So definitely once we get there, you're all going to want to be in the mixer for that one, I guarantee you, especially Newcastle fans. But yeah, so like I say, smash that button, like the video as well, help get it on YouTube, help the channel grow. Me and Mark are going to be back with what's going on tonight at 10 o'clock, so tune in for that. We'll be talking about the Gateshead game as well as some of Eddie's comments after the game as well, and how he feels about transfers. So keep it ever more, guys. Smash the button, hit the notification bell. You'll not miss a thing. We'll catch you there, everyone. Have a cracking day. See you later. Bye-bye.